If you're going to take the risk of running advertising online, shouldn't you get the benefits of learning from someone who's in the platforms every second of the day? Welcome to BidPixel.com's Marketing Ear Biscuits, the original podcast dedicated to digital advertising run by two Aussie guys who ride around in kangaroo pouches and drink Fosters and 4X beer.
Jay, mate, how are you? Haven't spoken to you for a couple of weeks. We've obviously moved office. This is our first official podcast and vlog with BidPixel in their new office. So welcome, mate. Virtually welcome.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. It's been crazy few weeks, but it's all going well.
It has been crazy. So, mate, I want to have a chat with you about how to prepare before Christmas. And now this could also translate to how to prepare before Thanksgiving in the US. This could translate to how to prepare before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But hopefully everyone's already prepared for that. Now, I'm going to say the three things that we're going to talk about today, and then I want you to flesh these out for me. So number one thing before Christmas is fill the top of your funnel, and I want you to go through that for me. The second thing would be get your exclusions set up correctly. The third thing would be get your creative correct. And the last thing would be just hammer the remarketing at that period of time. So, mate.
A sneaky four.
I'm actually going to sneak another one in later on, but let's sneak the last one in. I'm going to tell you about the last one at the very end.
Yeah, sure.
So a sneaky four that was meant to be 3, which is now going to be 5, if you're following along. So, mate, the very first one was fill the top of your funnel. So what's the top 3 things that you can recommend someone does leading up to Christmas to fill the top of their funnel?
Yes. So, no, really good questions and things to think about at the moment. So if you're new to Facebook advertising or digital advertising in general, what you might not be aware of is how CPM, so the cost per 1,000 impressions, increased sometimes fairly dramatically leading up to Christmas. You know, a lot of people start advertising and they're trying to get their ads out. And because it's at the end of the day an auction and there's more people competing in the auction, those prices go up. So there's a few things that you can do to get around that. And one of them is filling the top of the funnel. So getting brand new cold audiences. So people that have never heard about you or your brand or your products before, get them aware of you earlier. And so that's really now. So we're 2 weeks out from Black Friday, the Cyber Monday and Cyber Week. So it's a great time, if you haven't already started, to start getting in front of cold audiences while those CPMs are cheaper than what they will be.
Very good. So how do we do that?
How do we do that? So there's a couple ways. So there's, you can definitely, we always talk about, do we scale up or do we scale sideways? And the same with this, like, do we scale up or sideways? And probably the answer is there's potential for both. So by scaling up, we basically mean if you're running top of funnel ads now, spend more money, get more people in the top. Spending more money gets in front of more people. So that's one way.
Can I stop you there for a second? But scaling up also means if you're not doing top of funnel at all, if you're only trying to steal sneaky conversions from bottom of funnel remarketing, you need to start this now, right? And it needs to be something that you're just dedicating money to, because if you don't fill the top of the funnel, you run out of people at the bottom of the funnel.
Exactly.
So, sorry, that's scaling up. What about scaling out or across?
So scaling out and across is where we want to find new niches. So, look at who your customer is. And, with our customers, we're like trying to find out what's the perfect, what's their customer avatar? Who are the people that are buying their products, and what are the different iterations of those people? Are they, are they female? Are they, young mums, 25 to 35 or 25 to 38-year-olds? Are they grandmas? Are they young men? Are they older men? And kind of building out personas and building out targeting specifically for each one of those niches. So that's one way to build sideways and to scale sideways. Another one is using lookalike audiences. When you're spending more money, there's a lot more opportunity to really dial in some pretty fancy lookalike audiences based off of simple things such as previous purchases, And then we can take it to lifetime value. So the lifetime value of previous purchases. And if that's above a certain amount, so people that might be worth over $1,000 of purchasing value to you, people that have visited your site for X a number of, X amount of page views, or they've added to cart, more than a certain amount. So say more than $500 worth of value they've added to cart. So that might be another audience that you can build on.
Awesome. So some red hot ways of scaling out and scaling up, and even just starting your top of funnel strategy if you're not doing it currently, because it will get more expensive as more people are competing in that space in the lead up to Christmas. All right. So one thing you didn't talk about is video views. How will video views play a massive part in what we're doing with top of funnel for our customers?
Yeah. So video views they're still, we're still finding them to be a lot cheaper and a lot higher engagement on a video view, particularly when you craft the video well. And what it does, a video on Facebook allows you as an advertiser to build an audience specifically off people that engaged or have watched that video more than 3 seconds, really. And if you're getting through play, so we're getting some clients, so a video through play, which means they've watched 100% of the video at 0.002 cents a video view, which is
that's not
$0.00,
that's not $0.00, right? That's 0.002 cents. So
cents, exactly.
Crazy cheap to put a full length video of a product in front of someone who's a potential purchaser in the top of funnel. Awesome.
Exactly.
So,
and that's Australian. So, which is even cheaper again.
Yeah, awesome. So video views is an important part of the top of funnel strategy. Let's then talk about how we use those audiences in retargeting on step number 4. Let's quickly move on to exclusions though. So why do we want to make sure we're excluding certain audiences from our top of funnel to keep our costs down? Sure.
So when we're talking scaling, we're wanting to fill the top of the funnel or fill the bucket with people that have never heard of the brand before. So completely pure cold audiences. By using exclusions, what you're doing is you're basically preventing Facebook from showing those ads to people that already know about you if they're set up correctly. So you can exclude people that follow the page, people that have been on the website, people that have engaged with content, among a bunch of others. And by excluding them, you can, you're guaranteeing that it's cold audiences and cold people that are getting into the top.
Cool. So don't waste this cheap acquisition of top of funnel to people who may have already heard about you or people who are going to hear about you through other means.
Exactly. And the way the algorithm works is that when if you're targeting a cold audience and you're not using exclusions, Facebook is going to match people that are already engaged with your business as likely candidates for that top of funnel audience. So you're potentially using your top of funnel audience unknowingly as a remarketing audience.
Awesome. Hey, just writing a note for later on. Cool. Awesome. So exclude people who you don't want to get in the top of funnel and make sure that we're getting just a full top of funnel of people who have never heard of your brand before, but who are a likely purchaser through the holiday period. Awesome. All right. I'm going to jump a step now and let's go down to remarketing. So we talked about exclusions. How does exclusions come into play into our remarketing strategy over this time of year?
So exclusions are great in remarketing because we can really dial in who sees what. You can for remarketing. So once we build up great audiences from using the top of funnel, and we're building that top of funnel audience prior to say Black Friday and Cyber Week, that's a red hot audience that we can remarket to. We can remarket back to specifically people that have been to a certain page, people that have viewed a certain product, people that have viewed a certain collection, people that have watched specific videos, the number of videos they've watched, or a collection of videos. And we can exclude each, either from or basically, and we can set up specific retargeting strategies for those. So in the top of funnel, if we created, say, a video that would specifically target males 55 and above. We can then remarket back to that exact same audience of people that have watched those videos of the males 55 and above, a specific messaging around that. So it's keeping the messaging congruent between each stage of the funnel.
So one of the things I've seen you doing for our customers at the moment is, speaking of, segmenting a message just for a male or just for a female. Your guys are doing that really well right now for leading up to Christmas. Show the wife an ad for the husband, or show the husband an ad for the wife, and making sure that we're getting that creative message absolutely perfect for each other, which we'll talk about when we talk about number 3, which was creative. We're talking about number 4 now. Get that? So what about your sequential remarketing for the best user experience on our ads?
So sure. So there's a ton of different ways we can do sequential remarketing. At a very base level, we can just remarket to people that have been to the website or people that have added to cart. We generally all know about that. When we talk into more sequential stuff, we can say people that have added to cart and not purchased within the last 3 days, and then people that have added to cart between the last 4 to 7 days, and then the same people that added to cart between the last 8 to 14 days. And we can segment down into specific sections. So when somebody moves from, say, the 3-day audience to the 14-day audience, they see a different message and a different ad. And then from the 14 to the 21 or the 30-day or the 90-day audience. And those messages can be speaking specifically about objections that the client, that the customer might have, like why they might not purchase from you. You've got the opportunity to answer those objections. It could also be giving them offers. So they're getting into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Cyber Week. It's kind of offer and promo crazy. You can we can put forward different offers and different promos for each of those audiences as well. So, and what connects with one person might not connect with another. So we could offer, say, a free shipping, from the 7-day audience. And then maybe for the 14-day audience, you might offer 10% off.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And getting that sense of urgency up there as we get through. So, don't discount so heavily at the start. Give them the chance to purchase at full price on maybe a 0 to 3 day remarketing audience. But as time goes on, incentivize them more to come back and purchase. Very cool.
Exactly.
Awesome, mate. So let's then talk about the creative. So the next thing that we need to do before Christmas is make sure we've got our creative dialed. So whether it's building out a creative roadmap or just the quality of the creative, what advice do you have for people there?
Mobile first. Facebook is all about mobile first now. Every meeting we go to with Facebook, and every bit of material we see from them, they are pushing mobile first. And what that means is that people are engaging on their mobile phones. They might be watching TV, the ad pops up. The ads come on TV. First thing they do is they flick across to their mobile phone and they scroll through Facebook. Or they're sitting on the bus or on the train home from work, and then on their mobiles looking at Facebook. So we want to make sure that the creatives and the ads that they're seeing suit that platform and suit that medium. So that's looking at verticals. Using verticals well, and using square images well. So, so they're coming up in the news feed properly. They're coming up in the Instagram feed properly. They're coming up on Facebook and Instagram stories correctly, in order to utilize that space. It's not really, we're seeing less and less of the, here's one style of creative, which will make it work across all, and you get the bars on the side or on the top. It's not really playing, and it's not presenting the best image. So that's the number one thing. Get the creatives on point and get them on point for the placements that you want them to be on.
Awesome. That was number 1. Is there a number 2, or can I share number 2?
You can share number 2.
Cool. Number 2, if you're going to use carousel ads in your dynamic DPAs, use them really well. So the thing with Instagram at the moment is, if you're looking through and you see a dynamic catalog ad in Instagram, they will see that ad again, and it'll show the second or third slide instead of the first slide. So it's continually showing different images on the same creative or the same ad that you're pushing out. So while mobile first, vertical first, creating good content there, if you are using DPA or dynamic product ads, make sure that you are using them to your advantage to get more products or more messages in front of your potential customers. Mate, Excellent. So we've talked about filling the top of the funnel. We've talked about exclusions. We talked about retargeting. We talked about creative. There's my 4 things. I'm going to introduce number 5 now.
Here we go.
It's not that exciting. I've
I'm
actually introduced 2 more things. So we've actually got 5 and 6. So number 5, be very clear on your cutoff dates for shipping. Generally, in e-commerce in Australia, where our shipping is terrible, we find that the 15th of December is the absolute latest that you can ship e-commerce products out to people for Christmas. Make sure your websites are very, very clear on the last day people can order and expect to get it in time for Christmas. Make it extremely clear, especially we've got some massive bushfires or wildfires happening at the moment in Australia. It has slowed down the delivery rates for everyone, Australia Post and couriers. So just for the best user experience, be extremely clear on how you can ship and when you can ship, and make sure your advertising strategy follows that. So turn off your ads when you can no longer ship products, save yourself money, and save your user experience from going down the toilet.
Yeah.
That was number 5.
Great
Hey,
advice.
number 6, I've got one more for you, which I want you to answer is, it probably not needs an answer. It's just a statement. Check your pixel is firing correctly and check that your catalog is working as it should be doing. There's no point throwing a heap more money at the ads this time of year when you don't have your pixel firing and your catalog firing. Have you got any insight into that? Can you give them one tip on how to check those things?
Use the Pixel event tool is probably my biggest one. Test and go through as a purchaser, every step of the process from when someone sees your page for the first time to when they purchase, what pixel fires occur and when they occur. And also look for double ups. Are you getting multiple add to carts, multiple purchase events? Is it tracking value? Is it tracking IDs properly? Is it, what is it tracking, and making sure that it's firing correctly?
Is it tracking variations on products? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Like, if they're dead set looking at a red Christmas sweater combo for their dog and themselves, are they seeing the red one or are they seeing the purple one? Just make sure your pixel is firing correctly. Make sure your catalog is connected and working as it should.
That's it. And the big one, and I'm not going to say theme or anything like that, but we know that, like for Shopify, there's one theme in particular where add to carts really struggle to fire. So, by not having an add to cart fire, you're losing a massive opportunity for remarketing.
I want to say which theme it is. It's one of the most expensive themes to buy for Shopify, and it's one of the ones that works the worst for e-commerce conversions on Facebook, and it just shits me to tears that they haven't fixed it all these years later. Awesome. So fill the top of your funnel, create exclusions, get an amazing retargeting strategy with sequential experiences for your customers. Make sure your creative is on point. Get your creative to the next level. Make sure it's better than your competitors. Be very clear on your cutoff dates. Check your pixel and your catalog firing to make sure it's firing well. So this conversation is directly related to e-commerce store owners. Everything we've talked about is pretty much e-com right now in this podcast. That's it, mate. Thank you very much for your insights. Let's do.
Are we going to give them a little bit of a? I think you're about to say it. Then what's next?
Well, let's talk about what happens after Christmas, right? Like what happens after December 15th? What happens after December 25th? Let's do a follow up in the next day or two and have a chat about what to do after Christmas, where to save your money, where to create a good user experience for people who have just purchased off you.
Yeah, and opportunities. That's one big one. I love that after Christmas.
The big opportunities that are actually there to be taken, and we're not necessarily talking about heavily discounting products either. So, Jay, that's a cool episode. We're probably going to do that one in the next day or two. I look forward to doing that one with you. Thanks very much for your time today, mate.
No worries. Thank you. It's been fun.
Hey, I'll just remind everyone, we're starting up our Tough Questions promotion soon. So we want to know the toughest marketing or advertising questions you've got, and we want you to post or ask those questions on any of our YouTube videos or any of our Facebook videos. So we're going to incentivize that. I can't tell you exactly what that incentive is right now, but if you want to know what the answer is to one of those tough questions, jump on our Facebook or our YouTube and ask away in any of the video comments, and we will answer those live on one of our podcast sessions or one of our vlog sessions. I also just want to quickly thank a couple of people who are our customers. So there's a trucker cap up there from the dog mum. So Em and Dan, thanks so much for sending that hat down. I'm going to be wearing that all summer as we're on the beach with our 2 dogs. Probably the other products that I've got up there at the moment, which are new for us, is Podbiotics. So we've got some coffee pod capsules that have a probiotic built into them. There's some awesome studies happening for this at the moment. Being advertisers, we love our coffee, and I'm looking forward to doing a bit of a session on those podbiotics once we get up and running with them. A very new product, and we haven't started their ads yet. So ask your questions, ask questions about what's up on these shelves here, happily answer them. And guys, let's have a chat in the next couple of days with Jay about what to do after the Christmas rush. Perfect.
Perfect.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Catches.
See ya.